she's just a character, right? Or is she a spy? Is she haunted? Multiple personalities. Maybe an exceptional actress caught in a role she didn't audition for. But here's the twist. What if her game is actually yours? Every scene, every word, every glitch you ignore, that's all a clue. There are no coincidences, and nothing here is ever random. If you haven't figured it out yet, ask yourself why not. Start paying attention to what triggers you, because that might be the exact thing you've been missing. Welcome to the game. Today is May 31st. It's funny, a lot of people can't look in the mirror. Our reality is a mirror of our thoughts of the people. Really, in it is our reality. Like, that's the reality we created no matter what. So, oh, the imaginary ex-husbands are working really hard to go, right? That's how we're cleaning this up. I think it's fair to say Grandpa has the biggest ego anyway, right? Because he always needs to make his cameo. So Stan makes his point saying, I'm here. And Warren teaches his fucking finance class. And again, Bill's going, I'm not even fucking sure I'm following this anymore. Those fucking egos. Doesn't matter whatever reality you want to create. If there's any doubt in that reality, then you can't be happy because it's too confusing. So you just have to make a choice and believe whatever reality you want. And that can be tough when you're alone because so many people have a hard time being surrounded by energy. They choose not to see it. They want to take what's not theirs and then they want to keep taking. I don't know. I think Mom stole all the Hogwarts money. I think there was a bank robbery, right? And then now all the Hogwarts money's gone, right? What are you guys going to do? All the wizards have been robbed. They want to take and take and take. And they never want to acknowledge how they don't give back or they think it's always going to be there. But the reality is their insecurities are what make them lose it in the first place. So if you cut out the insecurities, you're fine. It's not easy to do, and a lot of people aren't willing to do it, frankly. A lot of people aren't. You feel when somebody's distant. It's different. You feel it. It's an energy. You can't be in a presence of somebody and know, like, have you ever been in a room with somebody and you just don't feel right? Like, you just feel like something's off. Well, I'm very clear as England exercising their power with this palace crap, right? Who the hell would want to be a princess, right? What a fucking mess. Oh, what are the chances of that? And then I had my first sign up right there with the Kendall, the 56, so it was a different model, right? But told you not to trust the Chinese. Well, in that fight, Brad did win because he wasn't a Hollywood raper, right? But Angie was, right? Even though it was in the 1600s, right? You still have to pay the bill. Like, it doesn't matter, right? Like, when it wasn't due. So that's where that but she got all mad at her, right? So fair enough. So that's fine. Because it worked out it worked in because it turned out like I enjoyed it. So then that ended up healing some old wounds, which went to the PTSD theories anyways. So then that goes back to the lesbian cult. That's interesting. Well, then obviously your energies aren't connected or something's off or there's an issue with your communication or something. And sometimes if people don't learn how to be more effective communicators, then what happens is that relationship will fall apart because it's only a self-serving relationship, and self-serving relationships cannot last because eventually somebody will always do something fucked up and whatever, and then if the other person lives in blame, they'll never forgive that person, and then they just live on in hate, and it just the cycle continues, and it's not a lot of fun. So instead, if you go deeper and say, who am I really connected to, then you realize that you're not ever trying to hurt that other person. You've just kind of have to be where you're at. And a person who truly connects to somebody else's soul and truly understands them feel so much that they understand that they were never trying to do anything to hurt anyone in the first place. And then there's this level of forgiveness and understanding that's so deep that it just creates excitement. Oh, Melania, you get the fucking points over Elena. She was trying to save Christmas. You were helping me fuck it up, so good team effort there. I don't know, it's been told that I trigger people's PTSD and their mental illness. Told you it was unconventional therapy. Especially coaches. In particular, coaches. Especially spiritual ones. And, motivational ones. Well, how many squares are on the Candyland board? I don't know, right? I'm sure somebody knows. You can number of geeks are already on that, right? And I said we've only done one fucking loop. It's been 2 years and we've only done one loop. So you guys better fucking hurry the fuck up, right? Or otherwise, we're not getting anywhere. Well, Angie, you're seeing two men at once, too. I know this Jesus Satan thing. Which way do you go? And then you can actually be who you were meant to be. And then you can move mountains because you realize that it's impossible to do it alone. And that really is the secret, and it's not complicated, but humans have this way of making things unnecessarily complicated because the issue is that they don't want to believe. Not that people are looking for more and more reasons every single day not to believe because it's more comfortable than to believe, because the process is painful, and a lot of people don't want pain. They want to avoid pain.
No, we're going to get to the part with profiling. I think, obviously, that the doctor's fucking guilty for something. Right? That would be my best guess based on profiling.
However, I'm just a sucker for pain. What the hell? Right? After everything I've been through in the real world, after how much rape and abuse and how much can somebody take? But the problem is once your physical body's been abused in this world for so long, you're not sure about the mental abuse, and then you can't see when people are attached to you for the wrong reason. Well, like in Avengers Endgame, basically when the people disappeared or whatever, except it's all the women that disappeared into dust because the men didn't know how to treat us anymore, and we figured out the science. We have all the sperm, we have everything, so we'll be able to recreate good ones, and we will never need men again. You didn't know how to treat us when you had us, so see ya, bitches. We don't need you anymore. And then we confirmed that. So I guess that's why they would never wanted us to know what our power was in the first place, and why all the lies in the fucking religion. Makes sense. Well, Tony, are you trying to tell people that this is a post-pandemic? Because I'm trying to tell people we haven't even started the pandemic yet. So that's a bit of misinformation if you're telling people about post-pandemic. Like, post-pandemic might not be for a couple of years. So is that video even valid? Right? 5 keys to living your post-pandemic life. But I don't know, right? Because maybe you're preparing them to get ready for when it's a post-pandemic. Well, that would make more sense. But if these people are thinking that this pandemic's gonna, really not, like, if they, like, you got to think, like, Florida hasn't even started the pandemic yet. So until Florida's in a pandemic, right? So now Florida's holding everybody back, right? That because you guys aren't accepting that we're in a pandemic. So we're gonna have to blame on you guys, right? So until you guys want to acknowledge that we're in a pandemic, we can't really start the pandemic. So then that video's right kind of useless unless you're teaching people what to do for, a couple of years down the road when we actually get out of the post-pandemic. Because you've been attached to them what you thought was the right reason, because you've had a belief that you just, you're a certain type of person and you couldn't figure it out, and then you do stupid things and then you wonder what's wrong with you, and then instead of forgiving yourself and finding out the reason why you did the thing in the first place, we just tell ourselves we're not good enough, and instead of going deeper, we run more and more away from it, and the more we run, the more we can't hide, because eventually every single one of our secrets come out, because humans just, you run toward what you fear, like that. Well, if we flip it around, right, back to the Lord of the Rings, right, because Spielberg, you're supposed to be the White Wizard, and James wants you dead, right, so because we haven't even, now we got to circle back to that, right? Because nobody's fucking done anything, right? And I still have to be this fucking eye, which I don't want to be. Can you guys actually start working and get me the fuck out of here? Because I'm getting angrier by the fucking day. right? Like I'm fucking losing it, and I'm not wanting to kill less people. I don't trust you motherfuckers, right? This has been a long time, but interesting what you're kind of coming up with. Let's see.
Turn left.
I was gonna talk to you at the gym, and then I was told by my fucking instructions not to. That's what anxiety is, that's what it is, but you don't know it if you're avoiding it, and you'll stay in that same lesson. But if you choose to be aware of the mistakes you made, then you can start to piece it all together and say, okay, well, I don't want to do that, because if I do that, then that's the result. However, you can become so good at it, you can become lost in a world that you don't even understand. But one day, the benefit of that, I guess, is that you can find the truth of what's really happening. And when you find that out, you have a choice to make. Again, I made mine because I know where I'm supposed to be. And when you know who you are and where you're meant to be, you can't be where you are. It's not possible. Like I guess I've had that since I was a child. It was one thing that always came easily to me. Nothing else did, but I can remember the few times in my life that I was called upon to move, and I did. I did every time. I didn't think much of it. I just did it. It was like a voice in my head that said, okay, time to go. I heard the owner of that Elegantly Outrageous Club, or whatever fucking founder, like I heard she's real, like legit psycho. Like I heard that she was locked up in a mental institution, and she riled up all the psychos, and they're into some like weird devil worshipping shit and stuff. Like I heard she's really like severely gone, like batshit crazy. I heard that she's on that queue. I think that she's been working with the people that manage that queue thing, and been feeding their info there. Right? And then that's how they actually get together and then drink the baby blood. So I would stay away from that fucking company, and that bitch, she's fucking psycho. Well, Elena totally ignored my message saying don't like that I'm liking your stuff and sending you emojis, right? She totally didn't listen to that. So I don't know where we're at, this fucked up situation. But she looks gorgeous in a green dress, didn't she? Yes. This is pretty fucked up shit. I'm like, all right, let's go, right? Like, I didn't know where the fuck I was going, but I just left. And I always look at those moments in time and I say, thank God I did that. Like, thank God I never wasted 1 second doubting that calling, and never, ever have I questioned it. And now I know why. And I didn't know why when I started this. I knew the bigger picture. I saw an army. I saw fields. I saw the fallen. I didn't know who. I definitely did. Like that's not how it works. I didn't know timeline when, but I every day I would know. Like it doesn't work like that either. Suge Knight, you're siding with me here, right? You're gonna kill Jim? Yeah. He hasn't actually gotten a result either. Well, I think Jordan gave up, right? Obviously, because he's like, okay, just give her the Wolf of Wall Street thing again, because I don't even fucking know what's happening. This bitch is fucking crazy, right? Like, I can't even follow this. Like, 1 minute she's one thing, another minute she's another, and I can't fucking follow this story, right? I'm out. Just give it to her, and then that's where we're tied back into the movie thing. So it must be, so we did the original story, boom, Real Wolf of Wall Street, boom. Then we went around to the filming. That's why Jonah is collecting, because he had to be the demon thing. So then we did the in the end thing, so that tied that back in. And then Seth isn't talking to Franco, so that makes sense. So then now we have to circle back around to that. So thanks for the award, I appreciate it. Do men fantasize about like getting married or things if they see somebody, like actually have those thoughts? I wouldn't think so. So basically, the truth that you obviously can figure out here, right? My dad, right? He kept me out of the media, out of everything, so that you guys wouldn't actually know who I was, right? So that, because his justification was, I don't want you around these Hollywood people because they're into fucked up shit, these actors, their sex cults and all that shit, right? Like, I don't want my daughter anywhere near those fucking whack jobs, so I'm just gonna pretend I don't have one. But said, you don't know, right? That's media and different things. But then I evaluated it afterwards, right? And I've been fucking stewing on this as I've been, doing these things. And I kind of realized, I think my dad's taking advantage of me, because it turns out he's still been using my footage and images. Why? To promote his movies, right? Like this Avatar 2 situation, to prove something. And then I'm like, wait a second, I'm not even getting a cut of that. And I don't get to have any friends. So you're telling me that you're protecting me from them, And I figured this out. I'm like, you're the one keeping me isolated, so everybody be mad at James. Like, do not dare decide. Is he gonna go with fucking Frank Grillo or fucking Mayweather? Which way you want to go with this? Into this, we gotta have this Niagara on the Lake scam thing, then into the pearl gloves. The glove didn't fit me, so I'm not guilty of shit. I'm not arrogant enough to make assumptions, but I'm sure there's a way that they track this, because, like, I don't do that. But if you ever thought about at all, if it entered your mind that we had sex, then this alien fucking creature or demon baby is yours, and you have to pay money right now, okay? I'm just saying. Trying to clean this stuff up. We see how this works now, right? So I'm not going to say who, what names, because it's already known, but I'm told different information. And like I said, I don't know, I don't know that girl, other than seeing her on a thing doing a little talk for 2 seconds. I have no personal bias. I don't know her, but I get an energy and a feeling. And what did that take me to instantly? Because the girl's got millions of followers. She's beautiful, right? Okay, I don't have a hate on for beautiful women. Don't have a hate on for women in comedy, because I love them and respect, but I got a very negative and unauthentic vibe. Not by what was said, by an energy. Not authentic. I was told, and I'm told different information about what they need that girl for to make a point and proof. Right? You're tested when you have everything. So it seems like somebody's passing the Isabel on that one. Bubblegum World. I enjoy watching the kills now, yeah, for sure. I was put through the test, but I passed them all. Seeing I'm for real and authentic. Had to be humiliated, look completely fucking stupid, prove that I was really fucking abused. Prove that I actually really give a shit. Got a vibe like that. Those type of that's the type of girl that and at the same time, sometimes things can happen so quickly and it flashes before you. So I've already seen everything. And the problem is you don't see who's who, what's what, and really how far it can go until you're on the shoulders of giants. And that's the difference. You have to work together with the army, because if you don't, you can't rule a kingdom like that. What the hell? What type of kingdom is this if you can't do shit? Like, if nobody's doing their roles, it's like if you got the giant and then he thinks he's like not using his muscle, he's doing random shit, then you don't want that guy. That guy sucks, right? You need somebody who's gonna actually know that they have superpowers, use them, and then they can be a nice guy off picking daisies. But when you're in the fucking, in the war, you can't have some random person out picking daisies. Like, you just can't do that shit. So it has to be, you have to be a real warrior, and you have to be ready to fight, but you have to know when to fight, how to fight, what to say, what to do, and what weapons to bring. All doctors pay money. And the reality is, guns and the way the world people just became cowards. Like, machines have a necessity. We need them. There's a necessity for everything. We need to make all of these things for protection at different times. However, they've been so misused over the generations and years that it's not acceptable, because it's the wrong people using them for the wrong reasons. And that's not okay, because those people are too insecure to admit their own faults. So they'll continuously blame people, and instead of fighting with their fists, which, hey, that can turn out hot. Like, fuck, just fight. It feels good, right? Like, that's okay. And then what name? Fuck. I never like to do things the way other people do them. I have a hard time with instructions, but I'm trying. Well, because I'm white, I did all the insider trading. That's why I'm in this prison, right? I get the white people prison for that. Like, so you don't even get like a real punishment, right? As always, a scale 1 to 10 of 1,000. Okay, I'm working through something. Like, the reason I'm so sick is this fucking sex energy. Hey Candace, are you aware that your posts make you look mentally ill? That was intentional? Mindset transformation therapy. Unconventional. Interested? Curious? We're definitely different, that's for sure. I'm looking for people who want to think outside the box. Are you one of those people? Let me know. Well, I've been doing this for years, so IP man's like, guys, right? He's not fucking happy with you. To remind my internet boyfriend there on the other side with his programs, you have to stick to the Girls Alliance. I'm gonna cut your fucking face off. You can do that. Leads to whatever. But if you just pull out a gun and shoot them, you don't want that. That's, trust me, there's been many times I'm starting to question my own sanity. I'm glad I don't have weapons around. You have to say that's a joke, though, because if anyone ever got that tape, then they would say that you're a psycho, and then you would be screwed, right? So you always have to add in that that's a joke. You have to say that, because if you don't say that's a joke, then you're in a situation, right? So you just always say that it's a joke for a show, it's for the movie, you just throw in random shit like that, right? Blame it on Stephen King. You just do shit like that, and then it's random, and then it doesn't matter. There has to be a balance, and that balance was lost, and that was clear, and we all knew it. The problem is even the greatest minds still doubted themselves, because the reality is when you give so much and you have so much to give the world, it gets so exhausting. When you're taken advantage of and you want to retreat to your own kingdom and you want to push everyone away, and understandably so you can think, right? The fuckers that are aliens are trying to kill me, right? I'm gonna come out, like, kill you aliens back first, right? Fuck you guys. Oh, good. All Russians have to pay money. Copper criminal manipulated in this by both. Oh no, you bitches that were hating on me when I was too skinny pay money, right? Because that was a whole fucking thing. Then I gain weight and then I get the hate from the other side. But that is a thing too that you guys do, right? And Nikki and not big enough butts and all that, and the insults there because of the skinny bitches, right? Fuck you. What'd you find out? That you're officially the creeper? Didn't expect that, did you? Right? Yeah, that you're the creeper. Like your whole time not being a creeper, and then boom, meet the creeper. It's you. I'm just doing my own fucking thing. I've been doing the same thing. I haven't changed my ways at all. That's okay. That's my creeper. Kind of like it.
Okay, Black Adam, you have my attention.
In 3 days, a new era in the DC universe arrives.
This can only end one way.
Send them all. Black Adam. Get tickets now. Rated PG-13.
And the thing say, well, no, you couldn't make money until that's cleared. Like, I'm hoping, like, at least this clear. Like, so I was wrong twice about the husbands now. So I was wrong, apparently. So can can you just program me to make money, and then we can figure out the rest? Because I don't know. I'm at least at the point where I'm like, I don't fucking know. I want to believe I know, but look at what happened. Now twice. So can you at least program me to make money, and then we can work it out? I'll make you that deal. But I still said yes. Because fuck, right? I'll still fucking dive into this. But that's why I'm not saying shit now. Fuck, I'm not, like, I'm smart enough to know that. Right? Just program me to make money. What are these people talking about? Fucking witches and fucking, oh yeah, the supernatural, and that's real, and demons and all that shit coming to life, and something about some fucking Devil's Bridge in Germany, which has I don't know, to do with being a Russian spy, which has to do with something with the Queen and England and all that shit. And then, which leads to Under the Sea and mermaids. And that's where that's where the obsession comes from, and the connection between the aliens and the sea and, polluting the oceans. And that's why they're pissed. And that has to, this is a fucking, like, the conspiracy theories and shit that you guys come up with is totally fucking whacked. Right? It must be those Hollywood ones, or is it the government ones working together to come up with these lies? It's interesting though, but I'm seriously questioning all of your mental health. Are you guys okay? I think we should send in a mental health check for all of you at this point, because I don't think any of you are well, so I'm just gonna keep my distance. Well, I don't know, Elon. It does seem like NASA's really giving you a run for your money now. Like, they seem to be in this. Like, before they were fucking falling behind because of the whole America thing, right? Like, they were kind of all over the place. But they did pull it together, right? Because of the Professional Bullshitters Club. And they did follow through. Remember that whole plan, right? Like, they did that. And then it became the Battle of the Sexes thing. And then that ended up leading to, they said they're in this, right? So the NASA versus SpaceX. But what does that come back down to, right? Mom's helping me more than she's helping you now.
Yeah, like
Razamoka, right? You guys gotta
you were
have to step this up,
talking
right? You're in this scam now.
You want to discover. And thank God you did. Thank God you did, or else I'd be fucked. Right? However, somebody needed to say thank you. It's not a matter of things even needing to be done. They did, and they were, and they are, and people were already doing them. So for me, it comes all back to gratitude, and that's the truth. This isn't anything other than that, really. I know where I belong now. I'm very clear on that, and I know for a fact that I'm the most blessed. When I was younger, that vision of wanting to do something and make a difference in the world meant so much to me, and I know I never deviated from that. I know I didn't. I just really doubted myself because I was always told I wasn't good enough, so it makes me no different than anyone else on the planet. And I'm definitely not special. I don't think that. I still don't. I just think I've been very blessed to have lived a very long life. You guys are just mad now as me that you found out that I'm a gold digger, that you don't have enough money, right? It's pissing you off. Mojo, motivation. Can't make people love you. Well, it turns out when they found out I was Canadian, they didn't take any of my terrorist threats seriously. They're like, she's fucking Canadian. She won't be able to do anything with it anyway. She's probably just mentally ill. And that's having lived a long life comes a lot of lessons. I was always told, even as a child, I had an old soul and it's tired, and I know that. It's very tired. However, it's strong as hell, because that's what creation is, and that's what lights us up, and that's what our fire is, and we get to do it all over again and save the world and do all of those wonderful things. Right? We need imagination. We need those things because it's what makes changes. Like when Bill Gates put the shit on to the podium, like our thoughts were like, that's kind of minimum. That's fine, Bill. But it's like, that's like, it's okay. Like I said, you guys, it's mediocre, right? Like we've given instructions, and then it gets all fucking confusing, because what happens is if you don't listen to the proper instructions, like the real ones, which were specifically take all the garbage, right, around the world. This is what you got to do, Bill. You got to take it all. Well, the show Suits is supposed to be based there in Manhattan, right? In New York. Filmed in Toronto. Edited in St. Catharines. Me versus Vince McMahon. 7 billion. What does that have to do with the fucking Victoria bag in the locker? got the tumor. So again, right? You guys are sick perverts, right? Right? Like, when am I gonna get help on this side? Take away more of my shit, right? I want my fucking Facebook account back. Fuck you, right? So that we can actually turn this around. Don't fucking tell me that you put me through something because I was angry and some sort of fucking rehab thing. Fuck you, right? I do have to clear the weed though. Like, I'm not on it right now. That's the thing, right? I'm gonna smoke some though soon, and then I will have to clear it out. Fuck you. Right? I'm just fucking mad, right? Because this has been totally fucked and I know you guys are watching me, right? And I'm spinning out. I'm getting worse, not better. Fuck you, right? And it is exploitation. And you guys are fucked, right? You do know that. You know that I know that you're fucked. Just keep in mind that you're going to write this amount down and this person, right? This guy that you think is the one or whatever that you've decided, and that's the one you're going with, all right? How much I really fucking love doctors, fucking police, lawyers, fucking, right? Like, I'm big fans of those people, right? And this whole Da Vinci Code thing and how you guys were, trying to make this out to be something else, like, that's interesting theories, right? But what it all come down to, Ron? The fact that Jeff was a robot the whole time. Did you get that? Well, it's like when you're gonna give the princess to the Kraken, right? Like, you're like sacrificing the Kraken, like, because finally, like, the gods came down because Hades was already out, right? Like, for a while, right? If you didn't see that, fuck, you guys don't know shit. So ultimately, right? Then you guys think, oh, we gotta sacrifice this princess, right? Because you've been thinking like that for the long time, and ultimately that's where you went wrong in history in the first place. We never wanted the fucking princess. We never wanted the girl. That was the whole thing. All we want is the one old white guy who somehow got bearded up and started to look like Jesus, who thinks he's like, oh, like, whatever, nothing matters, blah, 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 that whole fucking speech. And then the speech of, like, I'm going to free people from concern and everything else. So all like, that comes back around, right? So that's true. He can absolutely free you from concern, but the gods and the witches and the supernatural sacrifices, he has to take all the concern, 100% of it, right? All the concern. He's been free from concern for a while. Well, let me tell you, he should be fucking really concerned, right? So ultimately, that's what we're saying, right? That's the trade. So you put that guy up, right? Like you did the princess up on the thing so that the beast can eat him. Otherwise, there's no deal and the whole world's fucked, right? Like, that's ultimately what the gods want. They never wanted the girl. Oh, bad liar. You only guys got, like, there's like Denzel, he's 24 million. You got like what do you got? Like, Leo, like 41 million. Like, what the hell is that gonna do for us? You guys are we're doing the billions and we pass that, then into the trillions, and then there's too many people in that fucking group. So, like, what else you got? Like, that's not really good options for the shit I need done. Do you ever feel like facing the camera makes you feel nervous and uncomfortable? Especially when you have a great idea for an online business, but you can't seem to get started and take that first step. But what if there was a solution that could help you overcome this fear? So all the stuff that the humans did, you take it, right? You suck it out of the earth first. So that'll just float around for a second, because you got to be, in the meantime, you got to be organizing, finding out who's who. You're going to get this big stadium. You have this massive stadium, right? Think of the Coliseum. Yeah, let's use a Coliseum. So you use the Coliseum and you fill it up with all the people who never want to look at themselves in the mirror, who have done all the shitty things to people, and we've given chances to over and over again. Like you said, hey, like, buddy, like, we have forgiven you. We have done everything we possibly could, right? We've done everything. So you fill that place with all those people, right? Because we forgive people who make mistakes. If you can make a mistake, learn, live it, we don't give a shit, right? Because that's the circle of life, all good. However, you choose not to, do something about it, and you choose to continue to hurt people when you want to live in ignorance. Well, for sure you're in the cult too. Knew that one, right? No, I got rid of WhatsApp after I talked to Rob, because that got all fucking sideways on me, right? And then Jim came in my life, and then that went sideways, and then I had an imaginary husband, and then we fucking have a divorce. But not only was it a year and a half in this world, but but I had to ultimately live his life, my life, a whole bunch of shit all over again. I fucking can't go through that again, right? So fuck Eddie. I'm not having any fucking WhatsApp conversations. If you want to talk, we can just meet in Africa, right? Like, let's go there, right? Okay, boom, in, and then just fucking have a conversation. You can have ones. I saw you and Jerry open the curtain, right, on that for the Ultimate Comedy Show thing, right? That was a couple days ago, I think. Depends what timeline. So that's the Beauty and the Beast one. Where we're going with that.
That house, I'd have.
You're right, guys. Money can't buy you love. That's why I haven't taken a dime from you.
And abuse people. Well, we take those people, we put them in the Coliseum. And what we really said to Bill was, we want you to just take all the shit and we want you to dump it on those people and let them live in it and just let them live there. That's what we wanted to say. However, that got mixed up somehow, and all it ended up being was like a little bit on a podium. Like, that's, I'm not sure how the communication got mixed up from that perspective, because I mean, that seems like a big difference.
Did we ever do that show with the final episode with the treeouts? Or did I just ADD out of finishing that?
No, Ukraine, you're all gonna have to pay money. I think Zelensky's mentally ill enough to think he's Jesus.
Told you guys, Stan's cutting his fans, right? Probably not even gonna show up to Comic-Con as the plan was, right? Back from the dead.
Well, let's see, because you do the Avatar things, right? So obviously, like, where the bridge gap was yesterday, so we like had to tell off Hollywood. Well, no, I pinned Hollywood. It was Hollywood versus the fighters, right? So that circled back around to the fights. So we got that in there, but then there was, so it's the 10X thing that bridges the gap from Hollywood to the fighters in that contest, right? But also with the male and the female. So if there's any chance, because of the marriage thing, because here is the goddess of marriage, right? So we have to make up some bullshit there, right, to solve those problems. So how the Avatar versions work or whatever else. So Grant's played the cop, but that goes back to the Punisher thing. So that makes sense, which also ties back into the fake mob thing that we're doing. So that makes sense. And then obviously, because I'm married to Angie and I kicked out Brad, like, he's out. So that's where, that's how we bridge the gap from the fighters to Hollywood. So you guys thought you were doing, so if you thought, like, because we already did that originally, that was the, like, we basically had the fighters versus Hollywood before, right, because we had to catch Dana up, but then he got caught up, and then that's how we actually bridged that gap. So now we got to work on the fucking politics, right? So we did the Hollywood fighting thing. So finally you guys got your shit together, so congratulations. June 7th, eh? It's always a marketing scam with you people. You guys owe me so much money. Well, the Elon and Jeff made up the lie, right, about me needing to go into the rehab, right, because they stole my idea for making the human robots, right? I invested a lot into that project, ultimately, and then they just wrote off my credibility to crazy and then stole my idea. Plus, it was supposed to be launched last year, and they work at, like, this fucking slow pace, right, that sent me fucking, it did kind of send me over the edge a little bit, but, like, fuck, guys, we were supposed to have that done before. Then they ultimately took it and did it slower, and I don't know what the fuck they were doing, and stole my ideas and took all the credit and then locked me up in the fucking rehab. Fuck you guys. Today's Candy Crush Mind Shift Minute challenging question is, what does joy look like for you today? What does joy look like for you today? Comment below, let me know.
For people like me to be able to wrestle and go to the Olympics and be able to represent my country. They had this award. For the men, it was awarded to the best wrestler. For the women, it was for...
I mean, that's like 1%, and then we had, like, you know, infinity, right? So we said like 10xing that, except we said 100xing. No, we said infinity xing. So like right now, it was Will Ferrell, actually. He said it to Justin Bieber. He's like, you know what? Live your life with this reckless abandonment. Just go, right? But like, turn it up. You got to just turn it up. What's up, Timothy? Oh, it's okay. I'll just add it to the list of favors, right, James? Like, that's getting added up. Because of promoting that Avatar 2 movie. Right? How much do you owe me now? That's from Uncle Steven.